Greetings and welcome back, everyone. This is Enter the Apex, specifically the 6th episode. I'm Garrett Weinzierl, joined, as always, by Kyle Ferguson. Welcome back, dude.
Good to be back, Garrett.
I'm noticing in my notes that we've copy and pasted the intro from Into the Nexus, and it almost threw me for a loop because we record this on Mondays, and I'm never awake.
Sure. Well, you also had quite the bender this weekend. Your wife was out of town, and I saw that you were streaming for hours at a time.
So
Apex.
I am not a streamer. I stream podcasts live, so folks can join us. If we have one of those things that pops up off the cuff that we didn't plan for, and we're like, what's the name of that thing that we didn't think of? It's wonderful to have chat room there. Y'all are champions. I am not a game streamer. I don't get it. I don't watch other streamers, except for, like, Choco Taco every now and then. That's about it. The only reason I usually tune into Twitch is for produced tournaments. I've never been into personal streams, so it's something that kind of boggles my mind. But I got a brand new computer, Kyle, and it's amazing. So I figured, well, why not? And yeah, Katie was out of town. I had nothing better to do. So on Friday, I streamed for 6 hours straight until like 3 in the morning playing Apex. Had a really good time. Played with Trixler. Played with my old PUBG buddies. Had a kind of a rotating crew of guest party goers.
Nice.
Yeah.
So did you learn anything over your time, your marathon?
No, actually, not at all. I learned absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
I don't think we picked up a single win. We had that Friday night. We had some rough games, some truly rough games. When Trixler was with us, I don't think I've had a string of that bad of luck. Like multiple times while we were traversing between locations, whoever was in the front of the pack would just run into a full squad that were holding hands and had their guns out for some reason. So one of us would just drop instantly and would be at a disadvantage and die.
Yeah, that seems to have increased a little bit since the energy weapon surplus. The Devotion and Havoc in the early game just tend to blindside that guy who opens a door, and he goes down fast.
This is our 6th episode. We've been doing this about 6 weeks. I haven't really had like a serious gripe with the game outside of there's bugs. I'm sick of clicking through to my desktop for some reason and it minimizing. Why is there no reconnect feature? That kind of stuff. I haven't had a real true gripe with the gameplay of the game. And I do now. And it's that I really hate the update to the game they made that has drastically shifted the amount of energy weapons and how common they are on the battlefield. And it's because I just don't like them. I don't like the way they shoot. I don't like playing with them. In the grand scheme of shooters, I've always preferred ballistics to energy. Like, I'm a big Halo fan. I've always liked the human, the Space Marine weapons to the Covenant weapons. It's to me, just the sound of a bullet being fired is just so much more satisfying. That's the fantasy in a shooter that I wanna live. I'm a big Aliens fan. I just want to play Aliens with Marine guns. And then on top of that, you add the fact that I could build a Fortnite tower with all the havocs I'm tripping over, and I hate the windup, man. The Devotion, like, don't even get me started on the Devotion. That gun I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn with. It doesn't matter how kitted out I have that gun. The way it kicks when you first start firing it, I can't get around it. I know it happens, but I can't get my aim on board with those first few kicks that gun has.
Balance-wise, all kick makes sense. But laser kick, I guess heat, like a space shuttle uses, like little, like that's got to be the kick.
I don't get how
air jets are shooting out the sides.
How is the Spitfire more accurate than the Devotion? It's an energy weapon.
Because it's got a handle on top
that you're not holding. Also, if you were, that's to carry it and to set it up. That's what those handles are for on LMGs. But I think they may also be used if you have it set up like turret style. I don't know. I don't know shit about actual LMGs, so I'll leave that to our military listeners. But Man, yeah, it's just bumming me out a little bit. I'm really sick of energy weapons, and I don't like playing with them, and it is impacting my overall enjoyment of the game.
Sure, sure. I mean, there is a pretty big conversation to have there about what a battle royale audience expects in its pacing, because I've seen a lot of complaints this past weekend about, what Fortnite sort of did with its energy, its role that it had. Of course, I'm thinking about, what I consider the early days of Fortnite news, which is like Thanos, but that had already been going for a little bit.
Well, it's funny because Fortnite was running a long time before the Thanos promo, but yeah. So you just mean the speed at which it's updating?
Yeah. There's a lot of people driven a little mad by it at the moment, and I do feel like game-wise we're having an impact of that because the Battle Pass is not here yet. It's causing people to go away and maybe come back later.
Yeah, whatever. I don't understand that really at all, because if you're going to come back, you're going to be out of practice and you're going to get your ass kicked.
Yeah, so it's interesting. And of all game types, this is the kind you can update the most often because the gameplay is so chaotic. You don't need to have such fine crafted balance. You can really just tweak knobs as much as you want. So I agree with you. I think it's time to say whatever you were experimenting with, whatever data you've gathered about your energy weapons, you have it. Let's try something else. Half the guns are Mozambiques. Why not? Just go nuts.
I don't need Spitfires and R301s to be everywhere, but I don't know, maybe make Hemlocks and Flatlines a little more common because they're not amazing guns.
No, Hemlock's great. I like the single fire a lot, but a Flatline just bums me out right now. Not as much as the Halo machine, the Prowler. That thing is disappointment incarnate.
You need a select fire, but yeah. I think I finally got my first kill with a Prowler this weekend.
Congratulations!
I am super bad with that gun, but yeah, we had a hot airdrop base or air base drop last night, and I punched one player out because they didn't have a gun. We just got into a slap fight. Then someone else opened up on me. I got away with a sliver of a health, and in the room I hid in, I found a Prowler and some armor. So I ran right back in after they took out my other two squad members and finished the fight with the Prowler. I couldn't believe it. I am typically horrendous with that gun. But sometimes you just got to make do, man.
It's worth noting, by the way, that streaming video games is to show off whatever your autopilot is. Whenever you're tired, multitasked, half-tabbed out, that is what you're showing off when you stream. So offline gameplay, at level X, you're now down at Z. You lose a lot streaming.
Yeah, I felt all right. I didn't stream last night though. I was like, I just want to play with my friends. I don't want to be on.
Yeah.
So I get it. It was fun. I'll definitely stream some more. Had a good time. And had a good amount of viewers. Thanks, everybody who stopped by. So I'm just streaming on AMove, so it's twitch.tv/AMoveTV if you want to check it out. I don't have a regular schedule or anything. It's just going to be when I feel like it for now. And
I actually spent a lot of this week playing solo, and that was really nice because it let me evolve my senses a little bit more.
Yeah, the best game I had all weekend was a rando game. We just dominated and ended up winning the game.
We move a lot slower without voice chat. There's a thing that happens when I'm convinced that Market. I know you love Market, but I'm going to trash it for a moment.
It's one of my favorite places to drop. All right, go trash my home, Kyle.
All right. Your home is nice, but it doesn't have enough in it to make functional gameplay. And I think you might be seduced by the fact that you land, you get both armor and a weapon, and then you just completely school face, just blow away everybody. Or you get the opposite of nothing, so you lose with no harm done. No skin off your back, just bad luck. and it's this luck sphere. I love Skulltown because I can just run long enough and I'll find something. It's big enough that there's going to be something somewhere, and then I can turn it back around.
Well, I'm going to shit on your home and say that there is far too much RNG at Skulltown.
I think the RNG is shorter at your home, which is why I think you like it more.
Shorter?
Because yeah. Well, you play card games, right? Like Skulltown to me is more like StarCraft. Like you're working, you're building your little base, and then you scout the enemy team and you go, oh, well, I guess I suck. But it took 10 minutes to get there. Whereas Market is like a card game where you draw your first hand and you go, it sucks, log out. Like that's you just give up instantly, but you're back in the game quicker.
No, that's I feel that more that way about Skulltown, and that's why I don't like it. I land, and if I don't find a good gun, there's no chance. Absolutely no chance at all because so many people drop there. Whereas Market, I can get a Havoc and have a game.
All right. It's a little less popular for sure.
Like,
but I will say this about voice chat. I think it's great, particularly if you have a rehearsed move sort of set, which is something I haven't evolved with my friends yet. I feel like the most dangerous thing about voice chat right now, and why my solo games, my rando games without voice chat are way better and equaling more wins, is because there's not that midpoint where people get bored or excited, might be a better word for it even, where they're like, yeah, I've got blue armor. Yeah, I've got a decent gun. I've got a 3 scope on it. Why not? Let's go make some trouble. Yeah, all right, we're going to go make some trouble. And when you're not in voice chat, everybody's quiet. So you're constantly checking your back. You're sneaking around. One guy's like, let's go there. Another guy's like, no. We got to play safe. But voice, you start to get a little amped on your friends, and you just go and get completely 3-party.
My best random experiences have been when people have been on voice and not been total asshats. Which happens more often than I would think it would. Like I'm having it's probably about 50-50. Like I get total, Xbox Live dickwads, but then I also get people who just want to play and want to actually strategize with one another. So I'm getting a decent amount of use out of the in-game chat, which isn't great. The sound quality is but when you're dropping with randos, I mean, it's better than nothing. That's for sure.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. I've had one vacuum experience, no fights, which has been nice. No parental squabbling in the background or anything like that. People have been great. In fact, a lot of nice tries.
Yeah, same. I mean, I've definitely had the opposite for sure, but a lot of times, people I just completely disagree with. I had multiple people solo drop this past week, and I was just like, "What are you doing?" Like you're level 60. What are you? How have you made it this far?
Chaining is the only answer there.
Yeah, I don't.
Chain gameplay.
I don't get it. But, anyways, quite a bit has gone down and happened or not happened, depending on how you look at it, since we last talked, Kyle. So let's talk about what's happened in Apex Legends news since our last episode. And the first off, and the most obvious, is that jump pads have randomly been added to the game.
Yeah. I've seen the meme. They do kind of look like those sand turtles for kids.
Oh my god, they do. Yeah, the sandbox that's shaped like a turtle. I'm a big fan of the crab, personally.
The crab?
They also make them in the shape of a crab.
I had a turtle growing up. Granted, the turtles look a lot more happy and less horrifying nowadays, but late 80s kids' toys, they got a little weird sometimes. The plastic molds were off. But I'm honestly just happy the thing's green. That's my biggest would-be complaint because of Banjo-Kazooie. I got to have my jump pads be green.
I don't remember much about that game.
Yahoo! And then,
assume they were green. I think these things are fun as hell. They're randomly placed. They're not always in the same exact location, but I have only seen them around Market, and they seem to spawn in random locations around Market. And I even had a game over the weekend where the final circle was on Market, and the jump pads made it really interesting.
My experience with the jump pads so far have been finding people discovering them and then getting in a fight with those people currently just wowed and like kids finding a new playground are all just run around. Oh, yeah, it's this game where constantly everybody's hiding, being quiet, but you just go by Market. Yeah, and they're just bouncing all around.
And then another group of kids shows up and suddenly you're playing a game of tag you didn't know you were invited to.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, totally. That certainly happened. That happened to me once. Like, I think maybe the second time I found them, I was like, "Woo!" And I'm really playing around with them, and a group showed up, and shit hit the fan. But I like them, and it appears to be hinting at the new character that's coming.
Yeah, I've heard that's his ultimate, which I guess in a sort of wraithy kind of sense would be on an ultimate bar because it's for others, but sounds disappointing.
Okay, so I have looked high and low for legitimate proof that it is his ultimate, and I haven't found anything that is undeniable. So it seems to be hearsay and guessing, because the only thing we've really seen is Respawn community managers getting in the comments of the subreddit and responding with emojis. There's been no actual confirmation. So I'm with you. If this is his ultimate, it doesn't feel very ultimate.
Well, I mean, Pathfinder, that might be a little less than ultimate, and then it is the ultimate. So I guess it's okay. It just seems a robot who says, let's be friends. But this guy looks like he's, hopped up on crazy future juice. And I can't imagine him being like, let's bounce, friends. Like this. Hey, I've been charging it all game.
Yeah, it seems a little strange, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Whatever the case is, it's really fun. You can jump higher if you press jump when you hit it, but I've also hit jump when I've hit it and had it just cancel the whole jump. So I haven't quite perfected the nuance to this. And I mean, it launches you pretty damn high if you just walk over it.
To tie it into our earlier conversation, though, love it. Just like this sort of stuff in a battle royale is amazing. Have teddy bears in the trees for no reason one day. Just do stuff. Just be weird. And have smoke grenades go off for no reason in place. I love this idea of testing the game inside the game. Plus, I'm just totally burnt out on PTRs as a modern gamer. Just stop testing things in unfun ways.
Yeah. Don't let me do your job for you.
Yeah.
It's I dig it. Bring it on. And that brings us to the next bit of news, which is the Battle Pass is still not here, but it did briefly appear on Origin. It was pulled down almost immediately, but it did pop up. I think it was last Wednesday. So much to the point where we were all like, "Oh, it's here! It's here!" I think I even put a tweet out on our Enter Apex Twitter account, and everyone was losing their minds. And then a few minutes later, people were like, "Yeah, no, it's not out, guys." So it showed up on Origin very briefly, which really all it did was confirm that Octane art for the new Legend is legit, because Octane showed up on the splash page. It also confirmed his name. It is Octane. And as for the price of the Battle Pass, which, obviously it could change, but I find it unlikely. It's 950 Apex coins, so it's roughly $10. So it's right there, pretty much the same price as a Fortnite Battle Pass.
Good price.
Yeah. Respawn community manager Jay Frechette got on Reddit shortly after it was leaked, and everyone was losing their minds, saying, no, it's not coming today, but that details are coming very soon. But it's Monday, and we still haven't gotten details, so Respawn's definition of very soon is a lot different than mine.
It's still March. They're not liars yet.
Did you see the meme on the subreddit? Somebody posted the interrogation scene from Dark Knight, and they dropped the sound out of it, and they replaced all of the dialogue with basically the community was Batman beating the crap out of the Joker, which is Respawn saying we'll have details very soon. Yeah.
There's a good internet points to be made in the Apex memery right now. I saw the one that was the space Guardians of the Galaxy meeting up with the rest of the Avengers who were in space in the most recent movie.
I missed that one.
I'd say, that one's better made. You need to check that one out.
I'm just all karma to Dark Knight references. I always like them.
It's a good palate cleanser. I watched some movies this weekend. I had to do some Aliens watch, Aliens 2, just to pull back.
It's a great movie.
I don't want to diss on people's movies, but man, there's some modern movies that were not good. They were not good.
Sounds like someone saw the recent Harry Potter film.
Oh my goodness. You said the name.
It was so bad. I'm happy with this price. I was worried considering how obscene the cost of skins in this game are that maybe the battle pass was going to be more money, but if they keep it at $10, yeah, you've got my money. Cool, thank you. That's fine. I like the game enough. I don't think I've given them any money outside of my Origins subscription, which I've since canceled because Anthem is not my jam.
Yeah, I like that I got the currency out of it, and that's kind of my recovery area. At least I paid a little bit for this game Apex that I'm loving at the moment. And I have lots of coins I'm sitting there on, and I have the coins for this pass when it comes out, as well as the coins for Caustic, who I haven't picked up yet. But Anthem hurt. You know, I'm currently in RPG pain, and I'm having trouble recovering.
I'm fine. I've moved on. I'm like, well, Apex is a lot of fun. Division 2 is great. I know you're not a fan of games where you fight other humans, but
I've heard, I've got a friend selling me really hard on it, and he's a big D&D nut, and he's being like, just take all the spells that you'd want and make drones do them. And it's actually a fantasy game.
That's exactly what it is. It's fantastic. I mean, I really like the first one, but the sequel, I don't own it yet. I played in the beta. It's really good. It's a fantastic sequel. But yeah, bring on the battle pass. It's still March. It's the 18th, man. And by this week, maybe? I don't know. I'm done. I'm done making assumptions because this is taking longer than I expected.
Got to keep it moving. It was a surprise hit. We know this. Granted, they didn't have a whole development team called Paragon to just scrap and move on to this game.
Yeah,
like Epic did. But
it is. I mean, it's worth noting though. There's still quite a few bugs in the game and a lot of quality of life features that are just missing. Like a reconnect feature, which that just seems from last week again. That's got to be the most tone deaf thing I've heard out of them, saying it could be abused. It's like other games have it. Don't tell me that.
Yeah, it's different when it's a party game.
Yeah, it's like that's on you to design around it and make it not abusable. So that's the one thing where I'm really putting my foot down, saying no, I want this. Don't be lazy. But yeah, so I don't know. Take your time with it. Make it good. Give us lever penalties for the love of God. Especially if we're getting our first season and there's going to be ranks and whatnot. Speaking of penalties, Kyle.
Yes.
Respawn is now dishing out hardware bans to cheaters. These bans mean they are not just on the cheater's account. It's on the cheater's machine. Certain cheaters have shown up complaining about this in forums, saying that they have tried things like changing their computer's MAC address, reformatting their computer, or partitioning their own hard drives. None of these things have worked.
This is fascinating to me, the idea of cheating at all. I come from strategy games and RTSs, MOBAs, and like maybe you get to see through the fog of war, but you still got to play the video game. Nobody's controlling your mouse for you. The buildings aren't auto making better units. Rarely is something invincible. I don't know how to deal with this information, honestly. And we had an experience this last week. We were playing a game and a Bangalore shot. All three of us were in one building. Bad decision, honestly. But shoots smoke into one building and just comes through and executes like it's freaking Equilibrium. Yeah.
Now she could have had a digital threat.
She could have, yes. But that was particularly weird.
That was just weird. So was the game where we were on the side outside of Market. We had retreated there from a firefight outside of the caverns that lead to Market. We ended up retreating from the fight, ran all the way through the caverns, rezzed each other up, and hit on the side of Market. And another Bangalore and her team just show up like they knew exactly where we were and aced us. And we hadn't made any noise. We didn't call in a lifeline trap. We didn't do anything to let them know where we had ended up. And the circle was still big enough where we had multiple directions we could have gone. So yeah, they could have gotten lucky, but that's the kind of thing that makes me kind of scratch my head and go, that seems fishy.
Well, that seems to be the big story, right? Like if it was Bloodhound, I'd be like, damn. All right, man. Nice tracking. That's sweet. Way to use the character. But it's always a Bangalore. And that like pushes it over the edge a little bit. And I'm not used to having those thoughts. To me, those are bad plays. Poor sportsmanship to say, oh, cheater. Well, we could have learned from the experience. Don't dismiss it. It seems to be a very real issue, and I'm not used to that.
Yeah, it's certainly a thing in battle royales. I'm not a Fortnite player, but I have played quite a bit of PUBG, and it was, I mean, probably still is, but I haven't played PUBG in a little while, especially since Apex came out. It was a big issue when I was playing PUBG. Ran into cheaters pretty frequently. PUBG, however, has a kill cam, so it's pretty obvious if someone's cheating. And there's a report feature in PUBG. Apex Legends does not have a kill cam, tying this back into core features other freaking battle royales have that this game doesn't. So I don't even know. It's very hard to tell if someone's cheating or if they're just really freaking good in this game. And even if you had a kill cam, there are times where you watch someone like Shroud play this game, it could look like they're cheating because they are just so damn accurate.
Yeah, that's a rabbit hole to go down. Type "does Shroud aimbot" into your Google, and you're gonna find a lot of videos discussing that very fact. And it's weird, frankly. It's a bit of a witch hunt, but also like there are weird suspect things happening. But also, if you play 10 hours a day, I bet you somewhere in there something might look a little odd and lucky from time to time when you play that damn much.
Yeah.
But this is actually awesome. I love this idea that you can remove someone's computer from the equation. And watching cheaters have these conversations is so bizarre because to them, they're just leveling the playing field. It's available to everybody. Why aren't you cheating? You honestly should be.
Yeah. To me, it seems like such an obvious counterpoint of what's the point? What enjoyment are you really having besides ruining the day for someone else? Which I can understand. I was a shithead teenager once.
Sure.
Like, I used to get on Xbox Live and just yell at people to be an ass. But
yeah. Battle.net chat. I had my fun jumping into various channels, but my cheating was mostly in, actually, I know exactly what game I cheated the most in. It was Jedi Knight, Jedi Outcast, because you could spawn whatever you wanted. So you could make like 20 Luke Skywalkers fight 20 Greedos, and it was amazing. And I no clip through everything. I had no idea what the story was because I just flew always straight to the end every time there was a locked door my way.
Yeah. I used to cheat all the time in single-player games. Half-Life, let me tell you, man, all the things I no-clipped through. But I don't get it. I don't understand why you would just play this game with cheats on, because, like, what's the point? It's like, is it weird? My first place my brain goes is The Sims, because I used to cheat in The Sims all the time. When I first got The Sims, I would give myself all the money in the world and build the biggest house I could. And I quickly found out that it kind of ruins that game. Like there's no gameplay loop besides just building if you do that. So what the hell is the point of cheating in a shooter? Like, what are you really accomplishing?
I don't know.
There's no challenge at that point.
Feeling sweet, maybe.
I guess.
Life's rough, and you gotta take it out on people not cheating.
Yeah, it's a bummer. I would love a kill cam. Why doesn't this game have one?
So when you say kill cam, you mean like what Overwatch does in the sense that it replays your death back to you?
Yes.
God, that'd be so good for learning. Honestly.
Yes, it would be fantastic for learning. Especially in the early days of this game. So many times I just died and I'm like, where were they? I don't know how I died.
What gun was that? Why did it make that sound? Where were they positioned? And the delay, I guess it's a tactical choice of the developers to say you can't jump out of your own body too fast so you can't aid your teammates.
Well, that's fine. They should offer kill cams at the end. Like if you you should be able to watch a kill cam after your whole squad has died. You shouldn't get one if you don't go, like if your whole squad doesn't go down. Like if you res back up, you get back into the game, fine, no kill cam. But once your entire squad is eliminated, it should show you how you died.
That's fair. I guess Overwatch 2 has that whole time when you're respawning that they're getting at least give you something to watch over the top of.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's another thing I'd really, really like to see. But yeah, this is great. I'm glad that they're handing out hardware bans, and I am getting sick satisfaction out of cheaters having conversations about, I can't get back in. Do I have to buy a new computer?
Too. Like, they'll put it in their title, streaming with hacks, and it's bizarre.
It's very strange. I mean, from a purely analytical kind of fact-finding mission angle, I'm glad that they're doing that. So if I want to see what it looks like when someone plays with hacks on, I can see that.
Yeah.
So fine. And by all means, please keep broadcasting the fact that you're cheating. But yeah. Also in the news this week, Kyle. Apparently, Ninja was paid $1 million to play Apex, to stream it.
Yeah, this is not unexpected to me. When we said, in fact, I think on the opening episode, there was a lot of speculation that money clearly exchanged hands. People were saying, this game came out without zero marketing. What a marvel. And we're sitting there, nah.
No, there was no speculation. I mean, they owned up to the fact that they were paid to stream it. I mean, that was already confirmed. What we were doing was trying to tell the people who were like, yeah, this game has been so successful with no marketing, be like, no, it had an ass ton of marketing. It's just not marketing you're used to.
And it apparently did have a lot of finance, and particularly straight into Ninja's pocket. And that's hurt a lot of people, actually, which I have found very interesting.
Why?
Because they feel like they were, falsely advertised to. That there was an amount of fun that these streamers were having that was perhaps aided by $1 million in the background. There was also a closed beta that most of these streamers were invited to. So day one, when they're owning noobs like crazy, which is advertising what you can do at home and making the game look really good, they were a little practiced up before everyone else was. There was a lot of focus on the good guns immediately, day one. And people feel like they were tricked.
I think it's just as easy to say, I'm glad they did this so that I could quickly learn what the good guns are and have more information given to me faster than if we had to naturally figure it out. It's a personal opinion and taste kind of thing, for sure. But I don't think it's objective in one direction or the other. But I mean, this is just how things are going to be. This is how things have been for a while now. I mean, Auto Chess has been paying Hearthstone players to stream that game. Before that, it was freaking Dota Artifact, which is a really good example to say that you can pay players all you want to stream your game. It does not mean it's going to be successful, because Artifact is a sinking turd.
Yeah, that's a fascinating ship to discover on the bottom of the ocean. We're not even watching it drown. It's just already
done.
there.
It's over. Artifact has failed, and Auto Chess is the weird, successful Dota-based thing that has seemingly come out of nowhere.
Are you serious about people paying? Where does Auto Chess get its money?
It's a Chinese studio that developed the custom map.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, that's weird.
Yep. They have money. I mean, they make money. They monetize the game. You can buy candies to get new couriers.
Oh, okay. That's what candies are. All right. Mm-hmm. So you can get candies passively playing, and that's why people say get candies, but they can also just purchase them.
Yes. You can just straight up buy them. It's pretty ass backwards the way they do it, but I think you have to go on. I think it links you to an eBay listing for candy codes or something. I forget. I haven't done it yet.
Oh, okay. Well, that explains my next question. How did Valve allow a monetization in their own custom game arcade? And there you are.
Yeah. I mean, this is just marketing 101, man. Like, it's nothing new. It's just in a new package, just a new wrapper. So you just need to be aware of it and take it with a grain of salt, like you do every other advertisement that comes your way.
Yep. I remember Fox Kids, when I was growing up, had a video for Trick Frisbee. Buy this video. We'll send you a Frisbee. and look at all the sweet tricks. And the guys are like doing backflips while throwing frisbees, catching frisbees. Okay, I'll forgive you for seeing the guy, doing the ball hand thing like Labyrinth, and being like, damn, that must be easy. No. Maybe a guy's like 3-ball juggling and you're like, maybe I can learn that quickly. But doing a backflip by throwing a frisbee, my 12-year-old self called shenanigans that day.
Right. It's again, these streamers revealed the fact that they were sponsored to play this game. And I was aware of it. Didn't bother me. This has been going on for a while now.
Sure. If it does bother you, I feel like what you can do is help the culture evolve and pressure people to hashtag sponsored, hashtag ad. It's a great social feature of YouTube these days. People are very clear. The witch hunt is very strong on YouTube, and they will come for you if they find out that you were being paid to make that video and you didn't let them know.
What I find amusing is people faking that they are sponsored.
Now that's weird.
Personally, I just find it a little sad.
Does the company then come back at you, or?
I haven't heard any stories of someone claiming they were sponsored to play a certain game and the studio being like, hey, no, we're not sponsoring this person because I would assume it's just not worth their time.
Right. That's it would be like view botting. Everyone knows the chat's not moving, but you're sitting there with 1,000. Something odd is going on here. What's streamer with 15 doing with sponsored? Yeah.
So anyway, I don't know. Again, in short, Apex clearly not the first to do this, but they are the most successful, and it certainly seems like they have spent the most money up to this point to execute this. But yeah, I mean, I think it doesn't bother me. Again, I just see it as marketing in a new package. And frankly, Ninja, I think you're worth more than $1 million to stream this game. I think you could have gotten paid more.
But I mean, it was one day required, and then because he enjoyed it, stuck around. So
yeah, I don't know the exact terms off the top of my head. I think that was what I read. But yeah, it's a brave new world we find ourselves in, Kyle.
How strange, huh?
Yep. Well, let's move to this week's strategy discussion, in which you wanted to talk about just attachments in general.
Yes.
Specifically, hop-ups.
There are several guns that do not function the way you would hope. And in fact, you may accidentally have this attachment already because they're often purple or golden on the ground, and you're just grabbing, and then you pick up the gun, and this time it went amazing, and you didn't realize that your gun was actually missing it the next time, and you opened fire, and disappointment incarnate came out the other end.
If you are accidentally or just by happenstance picking up a turbocharger, you are a lucky person.
Yeah.
That is a rare hop-up, which is sad in the energy weapon is probably all you're going to get in the beginning world that we live in.
So let's talk about them a little bit. It's also what makes maining a gun a bit easier if you're not planning to sort of prepare a shotgun for close range and then switch over to the other game when things get far away. Like the precision choke is probably the most important one to me because it makes the Peacekeeper way more mainable for that entire game.
Yeah, Peacekeeper, very strong shotgun, extremely strong in the early game. It's pretty much the main reason I don't like dropping Skulltown, because I'm gonna get a Havoc, and some asshole's gonna have a precision or is gonna have a Peacekeeper.
Sure,
and it's not gonna go well. But you're right, the precision choke and it closing that cluster up, making the Peacekeeper better at range, but also still very good in close range, is what lets you take this gun into the late game and perform with it.
And you were actually telling me this last stream that the charge up holds for a bit after you've aimed down sights.
Yeah, I hate aiming down sights with the Peacekeeper. I think you're doing yourself a disservice if you are. So you have to aim down sights to charge up the precision choke, but you can then let go of your ADS button. If you're using toggle, I can't do it. To each their own. I hold for ADS. And as soon as it reaches, it makes that closed blue circle, and you know that your precision choke is charged up, you can stop aiming down sights, and it will hold that charge for, I think it's about a 1 second count.
While we're talking about controls here, is anyone in this chat right now using Y-axis changer like they offer in all video games, like you're playing freaking Star Fox?
I do. Does anyone I play dual analog? I don't for mouse shooters.
Really? So you like to pretend you're in a jet while playing a shooter?
I learned to use joysticks with an actual joystick playing X-Wing and TIE Fighter on my family PC back in the day. When I went to go play Halo over at my buddy's house because it didn't have an OG Xbox and I was playing a dual stick shooter for the first time, I did not understand how to move my camera around until I inverted my Y-axis, and I've been playing inverted ever since.
I got a joystick when my parents got me Mega Man. So my opinion of joysticks is extremely low. I was gifted a side-scrolling action game and a joystick to play it with.
I don't understand that.
I don't know why it happened. It sounds like one of those sort of Walgreens decisions, maybe for a birthday. It did not work well. The suction cups on that joystick were not good, and it slid around all the time.
Yeah. So there's your little aside on inverting Y-axis.
Okay, so quite a few people do it for controllers. So
yeah,
interesting.
Yeah. When I got to college and started playing a lot of Halo in the the common rooms with my friends, they all thought I was crazy. I certainly seemed like an outcast for my invert Y madness, but that's just how joysticks work. So, anyways, back to the hop-up discussion.
Yes, there's 2 hop-ups. And these are all attachments, hop-ups. What distinction are you making there?
Everything you've listed here is a hop-up.
Because it's going in the hop-up slot.
Yes, it goes in the hop-up slot. It modifies the way that the weapon behaves.
Got you. So a stock or a barrel is an attachment, but this is it is a stock classifier.
Right. I guess technically any attachment modifies how the weapon behaves, but hop-ups, all of them modify the way that the gun fires in some way.
Gotcha.
So the skull. Well, actually, no, that's not true, because the skull piercer doesn't change how it fires. It just modifies the headshot damage.
Right. Probably the one that's on the lower tier. Ooh, how exciting. But it doesn't make me main my wingman any harder than I was already playing.
It's on the lower tier if you're like us. If you're a normal human being that doesn't headshot like a god, the skull piercer is pretty low on your list of I need this. But the select fire, the precision choke, and the turbocharger all modify how the weapons shoot.
And we already talked about the precision choke, also available for the triple take, which is very helpful if you are going to use a triple take at all. Mm-hmm. Makes those shots come together and do a lot more damage by being in a focused beam like that.
Yeah, triple take, probably the one thing that I kind of like about the energy weapon change. I like that gun.
It's, that one has grown on me as well.
Yeah.
I already had high opinions of the Devotion, personally.
I hate that gun so much. I think
it's all right.
I think it's my least favorite gun that's not a Mozambique.
I like it. I don't have a lot backing me up for it, but I do like it.
I don't know why. I do not understand. I hate that gun. I wish it would be removed from the game.
It's a good spray. Not like the Prowler with its 14 damage is probably the biggest disappointment on this list. But that also comes under the select fire receiver.
Yeah.
And because of the Havoc, I've had to learn a big difference between what a select fire is and a turbocharger is.
Yes, the Havoc is the most unique gun in the game at the moment in the way that it can accept 2 hop-ups, but it only has 1 slot. So you have to, if you have both, you have to decide between, do I want no wind-up on my full automatic fire, or do I want to be able to select a different firing mode and have a high-damage sniper beam shot? I think the turbocharger is just better in most scenarios, but I do like the charge-up shot, and I'm surprisingly decent with it at close range, so I don't mind having a Havoc as my secondary weapon with a charge shot to try and just finish people if, I break through the shields and then just can't quite finish them off.
Yeah, I would agree with you that the Select Fire Havoc has lost its luster since the initial trying of it.
Triple take. Triple take, I think, just does more damage if you have the precision choke, doesn't it? I don't know the damage off of my top of my head if you actually land all of the shots, but I'm pretty sure it does more. You'd definitely be better off with a longbow if you're just sniping. But honestly, I'd rather just have a semi-automatic assault rifle. I'd rather have like a Havoc, or not a Havoc. Sorry. What's the freaking
Hemlock? Is that
Hemlock? I'd rather have a Hemlock. I'd rather have an R301 personally if I'm trying to just take someone out at range. I'd rather put them into single fire mode, have a halfway decent scope, and just keep firing.
The turbocharger also works for the Devotion, which is good, but not good enough for you.
No, because it still kicks like a mule for the first few shots, and it completely throws off my aim, and I hate it.
Fair enough.
I hate the Devotion, Kyle. It's a bad gun.
Okay.
I think the Devotion's the worst gun in the game. That isn't a Mozambique. I'd rather have a pistol.
If you've been paying attention to your inventory, this conversation, as short as it's been, probably was pretty obvious. But if you haven't been hunting for these things, you do need some of them to actually function.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we mentioned it in the past, but it bears repeating and harping on here. The Select Fire receiver makes the Prowler a fantastic gun. It's really good. Consider it. Especially if you're out there, if you like your R99s and your R301s and full automatic, the Prowler with a Select Fire is right in that wheelhouse.
Is there anything else outside of the hop-ups that you feel is required for any gun you use?
I really like having a good barrel on my Spitfire.
Okay.
Making my Spitfire accurate and, really reducing the recoil on it. Most of my winning games were because I had a really well kitted Spitfire.
That's interesting. I haven't been focusing on that at all.
It's the Devotion, but good.
So the barrel increases your accuracy, reduces the kick?
Yes. Yeah, it reduces recoil.
Okay. So what's the stock do then?
I think it kind of does the same thing. I was not prepared for stock questions. I actually don't know off the top of my head.
No, that's fair. That's fair. This is more of a feeling of a question of feeling than actual accuracy.
Yeah. I don't know the exact difference between a barrel and a stock. And now I want to look this up. Stock, what it does explained. Improves handling, small aim drift reduction. Okay.
Oh, okay. So more steady for the breathery that is happening in the background.
Yeah, my understanding of drift is when you're holding down the fire on or firing rapidly. It doesn't matter if it's automatic or semi-automatic. A lot of guns tend to drift up, and you kind of roll your mouse forward to counteract that. So it sounds like the stock helps with that.
Neat.
The recoil would be the up kick, and then when it returns down. So, but really, I think every gun in this game really just needs a good magazine. The magazine sizes in Apex Legends are woefully tiny.
It looks like we got a Season 1 announcement for tomorrow.
Okay, so we're going to do that thing in a podcast where we try to keep talking while we Google in the background.
Yes, but it's not very Googleable at the moment, so let's try the Reddit here and make our way over to the Apex Reddit.
Yeah, okay. Doing that. I'm just going to pause the actual podcast recording here for a second.
Yeah.
And if you're watching the video or with us live on the stream, hey, everybody, we're just going to not be good podcasters for a second. And
you should be able to message me directly. Give me a whisper for that link.
Not seeing anything on the subreddit. Still not seeing anything on the subreddit.
Yeah, that's from 10 hours ago.
Season 1 ads are starting to appear. That's not helpful.
Super secret stream. Well, thanks for saying so. I'm a giant tree.
Thank you very much. Let's see here. Before we get started again, ask me if I've started audio recording again.
Okay.
I'm not seeing anything official outside of like looks like a Japanese ad.
Here we go. Twitter. What others call dangerous, legends call Tuesday. Season 1, Wild Frontier, coming at 10 a.m. tomorrow.
Could you put a link to that, please?
There we go. Awesome. And looks like you have a thank you for the link, Tyler. And this is to EA.
Why do they say Tuesday but tomorrow?
Because today's Monday.
Oh, today is Monday. Oh my God. Oh, you're right. Oh, Christ alive. Is there any info in this little video? Come tomorrow. Play free now. No, there's no information whatsoever. Okay, cool.
Okay, so there's information in the EA link I just posted from Tyler. But the legendary skins image is broken, so we don't know what those look like.
Legendary skins image? I'm not seeing any broken images. What are you talking about?
Oh, I'm on Firefox. Maybe that's busted.
Oh, it is broken. Yeah, yeah. It was just such a tiny thing. Battle Pass bundle is more expensive. 2,800 Apex coins. How much does that convert to in real money?
Let's go check it out.
We got some time since we've
paused if recording. It's $10, right? That should be $30?
Roughly, yeah. I hate in-game currency. I really do.
But do they coin us and we have to buy a different pack kind of thing?
You're going to hear some weird shit as I'm launching the game, and it is not muted.
Cool.
I don't know prices off the top of my head because everything's so expensive. I haven't bought a damn thing in game. Yep. Come on. Oh, new Origin update is available. Son of a bitch. Jeremy, does anyone have the store open and can just tell me what this is going to cost?
Here, I got it open. Oh, you tricky bastards.
Yeah, of course it's not going to coincide with an amount of coins you can actually buy.
No. Here, let me just, I'll do this.
Trying to load the game again.
I got you covered.
You're watching this on YouTube. Sorry.
Hey, I think they'd be impressed by our journalistic integrity. There you go. There's an image in the doc.
Oh. Well, I'm in the game now. Let's see. So you can get 4,000 for $35. Okay. All right. So I don't need this open anymore. All right.
So yeah, 2,000 is the $18, but you're not going to get there.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Do you want to finish the hop up discussion and then we'll move into this?
I was actually done with it, so I'm good to go.
All right. All right. So starting recording back up as soon as this actually starts going. All right, cool. We're back, and we have looked up the coin prices. Okay, so Season 1 is launching tomorrow, Kyle.
Yep, announced via Twitter, but also over on the EA official site for Apex. We have a look at the Season 1 Battle Pass Wild Frontier.
Yeah, coming tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific time. If you're listening to this on the download and somehow still need a date because for whatever reason you're listening to this before, it is tomorrow. We mean Tuesday. It is launching Tuesday, March 19th, 10 a.m. Pacific time. We also have prices. The Battle Pass is indeed still 950 Apex coins. However, Kyle, there's also a Battle Pass bundle for 2,800 Apex coins. So if you buy the Battle Pass for 950, you can level up and unlock exclusive rewards. If you buy the bundle for 2,800, it unlocks your next 25 levels instantly. And this is why I hate in-game currency. Because you cannot buy just 2,800 Apex coins, Kyle. You have to buy 4,000 Apex coins for $36.
Sure, but you're also the type that is saying, I want to unlock things instantly instead of enjoying myself over time, the purpose of playing a video game. So you know what? Y'all crazy, all right? Or maybe you're just really short on time. I understand. You really want this stuff. This next 2 months is really busy for you at work. All right, yeah, go for it.
I don't know how fast it will take to grind out this Battle Pass, and I am enjoying the game and would like to give them some money. So at least for this first one, I'm totally going to buy the most expensive versions of Battle Pass I can get my hands on.
All right. Well, you're a collector's edition kind of guy.
For the most part, yeah. Yeah, and I haven't given this game any money directly because their skins are so horrendously expensive. So, yeah, you're going to get some money, Apex. You get some money. I just wish that I could give you a more efficient amount of my money.
Yeah, well, it looks like you do get some free rewards, regardless if you want to purchase or not, as long as you are playing. One Wild Frontier Legend skin, which has here a picture of the new hero Octane in it. 5 Apex packs, and the 18 Wild Frontier stat trackers, which appear to be more of those little options you can attach to your character. Some of them, as noted here, are just how many kills you got in this particular season.
Yeah. Wow, that is a lot. Okay, so there's 100 levels in total. So that's a lot of levels.
Yeah, looks like their tracker isn't entirely functional as to what levels give what, at least not on Firefox. Here we go. Chrome's a bit better about it.
Yeah, I've got images for everything. So it's like level 1, you're getting... looks like 3 skins right off the bat for... Wow, these are kind of cool looking skins. We got looks like a triple take skin. You get some season 1 kills for Wraith at level 3, a Hemlock skin at level 4, a new level border at level 5. Yeah, I'm not going to go through all of these, but there's a lot to get in here.
Yeah, and it does appear that there's going to be a level that you can attach, obviously, to your sheet, letting people know how far you are along in the season pass. But also there is coins along the way as well. So
yeah,
it seems like
and loot ticks. It looks like at level 26 is a loot tick, and it's all purple. So I would assume this is like a guaranteed epic loot tick.
Yeah. Interesting that they're going to be giving you coins back. I mean, granted, you're not making money back in your account, but are you able to sort of double your investment?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely more of an incentive.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right, so there's a lot to get in here. A lot of weapon skins, a lot of loot ticks, a lot of currency, a lot of filler,
Sure.
Like season 1 trackers, intros. I couldn't give less of a shit about intros, if I'm being honest. But
well, they're a little short-lived.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Don't last very long.
Kyle, go to 51. There is a really gaudy Prowler skin.
Oh, wow.
If you want mirror finish gold Prowler, well, the Battle Pass has got you covered if you grind out level 51.
All right. So how do I do this? Do we have unique quests to like jump 50 times in a game, or is this leveled up like normal level ups have been?
I don't know. Can I keep leveling my Season 1 Battle Pass after the season ends? No, the rewards available in Season 1 can only be earned until the season is over. After it ends, you won't be able to earn new Wild Frontier.
You keep the stuff after the season is over that you unlocked?
Well, yeah, I would freaking hope so.
Well, my exclusives for the season only. All right. Well, our further questions will be answered tomorrow, and we'll be able to give a full report next week. But congratulations, Apex community. You did it. You summoned it forth.
I'm pretty sure it came when it was going to come.
Yes.
But
they did manage to squeeze it into March. Well done.
Hey, this is middle. This is fine. This is fine. It's releasing tomorrow. That gives us almost a full 2 weeks in March of the Battle Pass.
Not right.
So
Not right.
That's fine. It's totally fine. So very cool. We had nothing more to add to the hop-ups discussion, so consider that finished as well. Let's wrap the show up with an email, shall we? You can write into the show at amovetv@gmail.com. Let us know it is for Apex Legends, or you can drop us a question in the Apex chat in the Amove Discord, which I finally set up bit.ly for, Kyle. You can head on over to bit.ly/amovetv Discord, and there you go. You're in the Amove Discord. Come join us, make some friends, play Apex Legends together. Isaac C. writes in this week and says, loving the podcast, also still loving Apex. I play on Xbox One. I'm coming from a Halo background, so this game really fills the gap for a fun first-person shooter BR that Fortnite and PUBG couldn't fill. I love the snipe, but I feel like sniping is useless in this game, especially endgame. The mechanics are so difficult for long snipes, I don't pick up snipers anymore. What do you guys think of sniping in Apex? My first question to Isaac is, did you play PUBG? Because that has bullet drop as well, and a lot of games have bullet drop, so I don't see the sniping mechanics of this game as any more difficult than any other game that actually has bullet drop.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't take his question to say that, but, you know, if you grab the longbow and you're expecting to be unpracticed and instantly great, like a Halo gun might make you think, with the little sweet smoke tracer as your only tracking mechanism because it headshot him. Plus, remember, Halo people used to fall real slow. They do that jump and then, we're in space. And it was really easy to get a headshot with that thing. I think he's right, though. If we're just talking about in general, like tactically, sniping doesn't have much of a place unless you're the sniper for your group, which I'm very interested in. I'm very interested in doing things more surgically.
Wish you weren't interested in it.
Because you want to charge them all as one big handhold fire squad?
Yes, because I agree with Isaac here. I don't think sniping is really worth a damn in this game. At least with the map we currently have. It's kind of like, you know the conversation we have about Caustic, Kyle?
Sure.
That, you know, his traps are really cool, but what do you do if the circle pushes you somewhere where you're out in the open?
Yeah.
What are your traps really accomplishing? And I feel the same way about sniping. You know, I'm gonna spend this whole game I'm gonna have the sniper. I'm gonna pick up all the attachments for it. I'm gonna double down on it, and the final circle is close range. And with the map we currently have, it's a lot more likely you're going to have a close range, cover-based fight than you are. Well, even if you end up in the open, the circle's tiny. What are you doing? What are you doing with a sniper unless you're really good at sniping at closer ranges?
All right, I will agree. And I know we're streaming later today, so I will agree to your tactic. But, because I know I'm a roles kind of guy. Too much World of Warcraft, too many MOBAs. Someone is the tank, someone is the support, someone is the DPS.
This game, no. I think it's
I
think it's a trap mentality in this game to think of I'm the sniper for the group. When I hear that, I think you're nowhere near us. You're not going to save us if we get into trouble, and you're never going to confirm a kill because you're so far away that you're going to break the armor. They're going to hide and heal up.
Oh, but that's the tactic. I break the armor, and then you go in there and shotgun.
And I'm saying it's a bad tactic. Because if I go in with the shotgun and the two other people are there with their armor, I'm not securing a kill. I'm going down, and if it's behind a corner, what are you now doing?
All right. I will agree to your tactic, but I get to be minister of run the F away.
I also hate that tactic.
No, but it needs to happen.
No, it doesn't.
Because, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. The firing squad always gets third-partied. And I want to kill. We will get the party we are after, but we will run the hell away when things get busy.
We can, but if we go down, you running away doesn't usually work out.
No, that's why there's a we in it, not I. Like the minister of Run the F Away does he requires a cabinet.
Okay.
Of
I
people.
took that as you're going to run away, hide, and maybe reclaim our banners.
Okay, no, I'm with you. I'm down for this tactic because if I'm sniping in this equation as well, not only am I not in range to actually participate in a house fight you get into after I scare them into the building as the sniper, I'm also the first one dead to the third party that shows up behind me, having heard my gunshots. So
that's another good point that I didn't bring up.
This is a double awful idea.
Yes.
But I am now saying that I am, okay, you've sold me, but I now want to sell you on once we're in the house and we win that fight. Looting is meager at best if someone shows up. We, once again, receive a superior position because this house that we just killed people in will be our grave as well. This is a dead house, and I want to be in the alive house.
I'm down with that if I can add an "it depends" clause.
Okay.
How are we on ammo?
Oh, okay. Why would that matter?
Because what's the point of running away if we don't have anything to continue fighting with?
Sure.
If we're dead in the water, if we don't loot, we should loot.
Okay. Yes. That makes sense, right? There's no point in playing a game if you can't play, and if we have no ammo, we can't play, so we have to loot. Sure.
Yeah. That's my "it depends." I'm with you. And actually, you asked me at the top of the show, Kyle, did I learn anything new over the weekend? And I said no. And you were jogging my memory that I think what I learned is when it's time to run away. Because twice last night, I'm playing with our good buddy Twammy, who's really good at this game, by the way. You should play with him.
Twammy's a skilled gamer.
And our buddy Lance. And twice last night, we were like, I think it's time to run away. And the answer was yes. And, who knows? We could have stayed and fought and maybe won. But in most of these cases, our armor was low. Yeah, we just want to fight. But we got third teamed, and then a fourth team came in and started fighting the third team. And we're just like, I think this is our break because we need to lick our wounds. And we got out of there. And I think knowing when to full retreat and not just like hide behind a rock and use a shield battery, like full retreat, like get back, like catch your breath, get your health back, get your armor back. That's an important call to make. So I'm with you there. I like that.
Awesome.
Rad.
All right, I am down. I am your friend in combat today. No more sniping for Kyle.
Yeah. If you want to snipe, I think PUBG is your game. At least at the moment. This is something that could certainly get better with different maps. Right now, Kings Canyon, not the best place to be sniping.
Sure.
I think you can snipe, but I think, if you're really into it, I think you still need to, at least Kyle, adjust your mentality. Because the sniper fantasy, right, is to have your sniper's nest. Like, oh yeah, this is my spot. This is where I'm going to rain death down upon my opponents. You need to treat it like any other fight in this game with any other gun at any other range. You need to keep moving. You need to change your location. You need to be ready to get into some mid-range fights. You need to get ready to get into some close-range fights. You can't... Anytime I have decided to trade shots in this game, it has ended horribly for me. You can't stay in the same location and just try and whittle people down.
That's why I'm going to get off Lifeline today as well.
Oh, okay.
Because that heal is a trap for me. I feel like I can battle heal, that I can withstand the barrage by camping out in this particular location with my little robot. Plus the delay cast on it, which I think is well designed because we don't want people doing exactly what I'm saying in a really important firefight and then they're invincible or something like that. Causes it to end up slightly outside the door because I'm like, hey, the hell, and I drop it where I now am rather than where I'm currently wanting to be. Like I run past you and you're like, heal me. And I'm like, cool, take this. But instead I drop it 5 feet out from where you are and it's not healing anymore. I want to throw behind me option or drop where I'm currently saying here is your heal.
The heal drone is really just not great in the middle of a fight. Like it doesn't heal fast enough that it's going to do much, and it forces you to stay relatively still. You can push it. Did you notice that if you walk into it, it has collision and it will move with you? So a good thing, a fun thing to be cute, you can drop it in front of you, crouch, and just push it along as it heals you.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the times when that is useful are pretty few and far between. But we did do a heal drone while in the zone crouch push because we were really hurting yesterday. At a certain point, we were in the first zone. But those are all things. Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with Lifeline. I just think if you, at least for now, think of the drone as something you need to use out of combat. It's
right.
The fight's over. Let's top off. Not we're in the fight. I'm going to plant my flag here in the form of a healing drone and assume that it's going to help me win the fight. It's very rare I've seen that a drone makes the difference between a win or a loss in the middle of a fight.
Yeah, a very MOBA kind of mentality, and doesn't serve us here. So today I'm off Lifeline, just so you know.
Okay, that's fine. You do you.
Tactics.
You do you. Who are you going to play?
Would it completely tilt you if I did Caustic?
Yes.
Because I'm not wanting to set up my own death house. I'm wanting to set up things that track people as I run away.
Not sure how helpful that is. I feel like you'd just be better off playing Bloodhound.
Like I take little poops every time we get scared. I go whoop, whoop, and then I run. And now, like when I hear that go off, I can have confirmation.
I feel like much the same way the Lifeline drone traps you into standing still. I think that mentality is going to force you to run away more often and be less brave.
Okay. All right.
What I want you to do is just try and get kills. In the face of insurmountable odds, I don't care what's happening, kill people.
Okay, well, my most kills just flat are on Bloodhound because it keeps me focused.
Then I would say you should go on Bloodhound. I'll rock the Bangalore. We can synergize with the smoke. We'll have a good day.
Cool. I also like the smoking while looting thing. I think that's a good bonus tactic.
Yes, totally. I mean, honestly, Bangalore smoke is on such a short cooldown. The thing I'm trying to work on is just popping it more often.
Yeah.
It's like just still, I've logged a lot of games of Apex, and I still forget about popping my smoke. It's just in the back of your mind. Like, use that cooldown. Just keep popping it. So, but yeah, I'm with Isaac here. I think sniping isn't really that great right now.
Yeah.
You know, the longbow's a great gun, and if you're a really good sniper, go for it.
Well, and the other dream, of course, is all three of you are sniping, and bam, one guy, bam, next guy, bam, three. But the chances of you all having scopes capable of that, or even having weapons that would be capable of it, is just too low.
I mean, that would be, if you ever wanted to try that, I'm all for it. Like, it could be fun. It could be done. I think all of you getting snipers is pretty unlikely, but you can do it with a Hemlock. You can do it in an R301. You can do it with a Flatline.
Right. It's something you would discover that your group is capable of naturally by course of your loot.
Yeah.
Over the way. Not, this is the game where we're going to snipe it. It's like saying, we're all three of us are getting Peacekeepers this game. We're going to wreck it. All right, where? Why? How?
That's exactly how I like to play. Everybody gets something automatic and a shotgun, and let's just run at them.
Okay. All right. Minister of running away, though.
Now that I understand what you meant, 100% on board.
Yes. And our chat has declared themselves Secretary of Camping. Good. I want to progress this fine government we're building.
I am not against camping. I'm not above it. It's a legitimate strategy.
Oh, one more thing about sniping I really want to try is there's that uphill by Cascades where the sun is perfectly positioned.
Oh, where we got wrecked last week?
Yes, but it was incredible. It was old school. It was straight up. I had to try to look in the sun to see the sniper, and it wouldn't work. And I was wowed by it.
I would like to point out before you get too stoked on that it was the very specific position on that hill that we were in. If we were to the right, if we were to the left, if we were lower on the hill, if we were higher on the hill, it wouldn't have worked.
Sure.
Like, it's a very specific location. They got super lucky. I don't think that was their plan. I don't think they were like, we're going to wait till someone walks in this exact location because the sun's going to be behind us and they're going to have a glare and they won't be able to see
I don't know,
us.
man. They were freaking samurais. I'm frightened of those folks.
As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure we could have just turned down our graphics so you wouldn't have had sun flares and it would have fixed the problem. Like,
damn.
The problem is our computers are too good.
That's too beautiful.
It's like pros in StarCraft, man. They turn the graphics down real low because it makes sure that your computer's going to be running at maximum efficiency at all points. It's also just easier to see things when you don't have shadows or shimmers on creep making you think that there's a stealth unit there. It's the same thing in this game.
Sure.
It's fine. I would purposely play PUBG at lower graphics so that it got rid of the grass. It was easier to see people.
Oh, that's pretty well. There's a lot of crawling in that game, so I believe it.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's just overall in this game, kind of breaking down the whole conversation you and I just had. I've been playing a little bit of StarCraft again, Kyle, and it made me think of the way the mentality I think you should put yourself in for a game like Apex Legends is just, again, efficiency and speed. When you talk about an RTS like StarCraft, you talk about actions per minute, right? You talk about doing things quickly. If you got into a game like StarCraft, a lot of us are initially drawn because we like to build a pretty base and we like to turtle and we like to put our, we like to get a bunker and then we like to put a siege tank behind the bunker. And we like to fill the bunker up with Marines. When in reality, when you go and play that game, and one fire bat, exactly. When you go and play that game against another person, you don't have the time to set that up perfectly. Your siege tanks don't get to just stay put for an entire game. You got to move them around constantly, and that's where I think you should put your mentality in a game like Apex Legends. You don't get that perfect nest. You don't get to stay still. You don't get to call a place home. As much as I joke, it's like markets are home. You can't. You got to move. You have to continuously relocate. You have to be where the enemy thinks you are not.
Well, to be fair, market's your parents' home. You like visiting it. You're definitely not going to stay there. It drives you nuts when it runs out of stuff to do and you have to have conversation, right? You gotta run.
I had so many games this weekend where we dropped market, left market, got into some fights, and the circle pushed us back towards market. And it was like a movie where it's just like, oh, we got to go back home.
You got to go back home, man.
It's like Stranger Things. It's like, oh, we got to go back to the house with the creepy walls. Sorry, guys. Yeah. It was fun. It's some fun stuff. So, that's just, that's kind of my mentality. I would love to hear from some folks who really believe in sniping and are making it work. And what are your strategies? Let us know. amovetv@gmail.com. And maybe a couple of games today, Kyle. We'll just try some mid-range, long-range strategies and see how it goes.
Yeah. I feel like since we go for 3 hours, we should have a Apex o'clock of some kind.
Apex
Hot
o'clock
drops on the hour.
Okay. Yeah, we have some themes.
Yeah.
We have some themes. Okay. All right. Well, I want at least 1 hour today to be just bum rush.
Sure. Absolutely. That's the primary strategy of today.
Cool. Rad. Sounds like a plan. Keep the emails coming, everybody. Again, go to bit.ly/amovetv Discord. Join our Discord. You can also drop us some questions in there. That's going to wrap it up for this episode. Kyle, you do other stuff besides enter the Apex. Where can everybody find you?
Hey, I'm going to advertise something a little weird for this show. But Dungeons & Dragons is pretty damn awesome, don't you know? And I am a huge turbo nerd with my turbocharger, so I can wind it up even faster, my nerdage. You should check out There Will Be Dungeons that just completed Season 1 of its Play podcast for D&D 5th edition. It is a fabulous show. Season 2 will start in about a month, and it's really exciting that show had its very first full year of episodes, and it's totally worth checking out.
Oh, man, not that isn't great, but you got me excited with all your turbo talk. I'm like, is Kyle going to drop the news that he traded his car in for one with a turbo? Because that excites me.
No. No, we're incremental nerdage. Maybe we'll get there one day. I do believe that cars will be of interest in the future.
Everybody, I want to start a crowdfunding goal to get Kyle a turbocharged, let's see, get you a Fiesta ST. It's an entry-level turbocharged enthusiast car.
Sounds festive.
There we go. That's what I want to do. Or we can modify a Miata, because you can't buy them with turbos.
All right.
I think there was one version they made. It doesn't matter. Moving on. Anyway, check out There Will Be Dungeons. I'm Garrett on Twitter, everybody. All of the podcasts, including this one, you can find over at amove.tv. If you Enter the Apex, we're still a relatively new show. Head on over to iTunes, drop us a 5-star review. It helps the new podcast. It helps new podcasts so much. helps us find new listeners. It pushes us up higher in the rankings. So if you like Enter the Apex, you want to help us out, we don't have a Patreon or anything like that yet. So for now, head on over to iTunes, drop us a 5-star review. We would really appreciate it. So thank you for that, everybody. Also, tell your friends. We'd like to get some more downloads on this show. So that's going to wrap it up for this episode. We will be back next week with episode 7 of Enter the Apex. Tune in to twitch.tv/Kyle Ferguson and /AMoveTV this afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern Time for our duo stream. And we'll see you next week. Good luck and have fun, everyone.
Take care.